Good day, students. How are you? Now continue the indefinite integration by parts. Consider the next example. Example 5. Example 5. Find, for example, the following integral x of x multiplied by sine, for example, 2x minus 5 dx. First, you must change the expression in parentheses by new variable t. Let 2x minus 5 is t. Note, change 2x minus 5 is t, then x is t plus 5 in half, and then find dx is equal to d of t plus 5 in half, then it is t plus 5 over 2 prime multiplied by dt. The derivative of this expression is 1 second. It is 1 second dt. Then apply this change to the given integral. Integral of t plus 5 in half, it is t. Multiply by sine t, and multiply by 1 second dt. Here 1 second and here 1 second are the constant factors, and we can take them out of the integral symbol, and then we will obtain 1 over 4, 1/4. 1/4 multiplied by t plus 5 sine t dt. And according to the antidifferential table, you know that sine t dt is minus d cosine t, and then we can take negative sign out of the integral symbol, equals minus 1/4 integral t plus 5 multiplied by d cosine t. Now the obtained integral is ready to the application of the indefinite integration by parts. Let t plus 5 is u and cosine t is v. We will obtain the following integral. We will have 1 minus 1/4 multiplied by integral u dv. According to this formula, integral u dv is equal to u multiplied by v minus integral v du. Minus 1/4 multiplied by u multiplied by v minus integral v du. Then substitute the corresponding expression instead of u and v. Substitute t plus 5 instead of u and cosine t instead of v. Equals minus 1/4 t plus 5 multiplied by cosine t minus integral of cosine t multiplied by d of t plus 5. But d of t plus 5 is dt, simply dt, because we have here here we have sum, and you know that the differential of sum is equal to the sum of the corresponding differentials. And then we will obtain here dt plus d5. 5 is constant value, and differential of constant value is 0. Therefore, we will have only here dt. Then continue. Minus 1/4 multiplied by 2 plus 5 multiplied by cosine t minus integral cosine t dt. But it is the table integral, and integral cosine t dt is simply sine t equals minus 1/4 multiplied by integral t plus 5 multiplied by cosine t minus sine t, and then after the last integral we must add the arbitrary constant named the integral constant plus c. Then return to the previous variable x, and substitute 2x minus 5 instead of t here. Then we will have integral minus 1/4 multiplied by integral. If substitute 2x minus 5 instead of t, then minus 5 and 5 will be removed, and then we will have only 2x. 2x multiplied by cosine of 2x minus 5, minus sine of 2x minus 5, and plus c. It is our answer. Now consider sixth example. Example 6. Find the integral of x multiplied by e to 4x dx. Here first change 4x by new variable t. Right change. For x is t, then x is t over 4. Then find dx. Dx is d of t over 4. It is equal to t over 4 prime multiplied by dt, and it is the derivative of this expression is 1/4 dt. Then apply this change into the given integral t over 4 multiplied by e to t multiplied by 1/4 dt. Then we can take 1/16 out of the integral symbol. 1/16 multiplied by integral of t multiplied by e to t dt. You know that expression e to t multiplied by dt is equal to d e to t according to the anti-differential table. We have 1/16 multiplied by integral t multiplied by d of e to t. Already our integral is ready to the application of the indefinite integration by parts. Let t is u and e to t is v. Then we will have the following integral: 1/16 multiplied by integral of u dv, and according to the indefinite integration by parts, this integral is equal to u multiplied by v minus integral of v du. Then return to the variable t, substitute t instead of u and e to t instead of v. 1/16 multiplied by t multiplied by e to t minus integral e to t dt. This integral is table integral, and it is equal to e to t. 1/16 multiplied by t multiplied by e to t minus e to t, and then we must add c, where c is arbitrary constant, named the integral constant. Then we can take e to t out of the brackets. Then we will obtain our answer. 1/16 multiplied by e to t multiplied by t minus 1 plus c. Then return to the x variable, substitute for x instead of t here. Then we have 1/16 multiplied by e to 4x multiplied by 4x minus 1 plus c. It is our answer. Then continue. Then please add also one formula about the anti-differential table. K dx is equal to d of kx plus c. Here c is arbitrary constant. Arbitrary constant. Arbitrary constant. C is arbitrary constant. Where c is arbitrary constant. Arbitrary constant. 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 Named the integral constant. The integral constant. Integral constant. Constant. Arbitrary, in other it is ihtiyari. Ihtiyari. Ihtiyari, in Russian, произвольный. 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 Then also I forgot to give you the topic of the greatest and the least values of the function, or the given function, in the given segment. Right, next topic. The greatest and the least values of the given function, values of the given function, in the given interval, in the given segment. I'm sorry, in the given segment. Segment is the name of the closed interval. Given segment. It's a segment. We must find the greater and the least values of the function f little of x in the segment AB. Segment AB. This finding the process of finding the greatest and the least values of the function in the segment consists of several steps, and in the first step we must find the all possible critical points. first point, first step, find all possible all possible possible critical points of the given function. For this, must equalize the derivative. First find the derivative of the given function, and then equalize the obtained derivative to 0. Then, in the second step, we must select only those critical points which belong to the given segment. Select only those critical points which belong to the given segment. Given segment. Then calculate the values of the given function at the selected critical points and at endpoints of the given segment. Calculate the values of given function, values of function at selected critical points and at the endpoints at the endpoints point of the given segment. And finally, consider the last point. Take the greatest and the least values the least values obtained. Take the greatest and the least obtained values among the calculated values. It is a plan for the finding the greatest and the least values of the function in the given segment. Consider the next example. Find the greatest and the least values of the function f little of x is equal to x plus 4 over x in the segment one 1 2 segment, I'm sorry, segment 1 1 1 4 solution. First, find the critical point of the given function. For this, first find derivative and then equalize the obtained derivative to 0. F prime of x is equal to derivative of x plus 4 over x prime. Then you know that the derivative of sum is the sum of derivatives x prime plus 4 over x prime. X prime is a unit according to the derivative table. Then we can take 4 out of the derivative symbol, plus 4 multiplied by 1 over x prime. But 1 over x prime is equal to minus 1 over x squared. 1 plus 4 multiplied by minus 1 over x squared is equal to x squared minus 4 over x squared, and then equalize this derivative to 0. We obtain the following critical point. You know that the critical point is such a point at which the derivative of the given function is 0 or doesn't exist. Therefore, if derivative of the function has the fraction 4, then we must find the roots both the numerator and the denominator. That is x squared minus 4 is equal to 0 and x squared is 0. Continue. X squared is 4, x is 0, and then we have x equals plus or minus 2, x is 0. We have 3 critical points. That is x equals 0, x equals 2, and x equals minus 2 are the critical points. Then go to the second step. In second step, must select only those critical points which belong to the given interval, given segment 1, 4. Here only one critical point, x equals 2, belongs to the this segment. X is 2 is the selected critical point. Then in the third point, we must calculate the values of function at the selected critical point and at the end points of the given segment. That is, we must evaluate the f of 2, f of 1, and f of 4. For this, substitute 2 instead of x in the expression of the given function. 2 plus 2 is 4. Then substitute 1 instead of x. 1 plus 4 is 5. and then substitute 4 in the instead of x. 4 plus 1 is 5, also 5. Then define the greatest and the least values of given function. Here the greatest value is 5. Is 5, and this value reaches at 2 points, at point 1 and at point 2. F greatest is equal to 5, and 5 reaches at 2 points, at point 1 and at point 4. It is f of 1 and it is f of 4. But the least value of the given function is 4, and this result is reaching at the point 2. F least, the greatest, the least is equal to 4, and it is f of 2. Now go to the new topic named the definite integral. The definite integral. The definite integral. Definite integral. Definite integral in Azeri it is Mayan integral. In Russian it is определенный integral. The definite integral has a numeric value, and this value is defined by the Newton-Leibniz formula. Integral from a to b, f of x dx is equal to f capital of x with this double substitution ab. It is f capital at b minus f capital at a. This formula is named the Newton-Leibniz formula. It is Newton-Leibniz formula. Where f of x is named the integrand. Is the integrand. Integrand in Azeri it is integral function. In Russian подинтегральная функция. Integrand. Integral alter функция. In Russian подинтегральная функция. Подинтегральная функция. Integrand. F of x is integrand. Then x is the integral variable. Integral variable. Integral variable интеграл тяжани, интегральная переменная. A is lower integral limit. lower low integral limit. In other it is alt integral hudud. In Russian, нижний интегральный предел. B is the upper integral limit. Integral limit. Upper integral limit, in other it is üst integral hudud. In Russian, верхний интегральный предел. F of x is the basic antiderivative. Is the basic antiderivative of f little of x. Derivative of f little of x. Antiderivative, in other it is iptая функция. In Russian it is первообразная. Then AB is the double substitution. Double substitution. Ичигат обозлама. In Russian, двойная подстановка. Then go to the properties of the definite integral. Then consider the properties of the definite integral. The properties of the definite integral. First property, the definite integral of the sum is the sum of the definite integrals. Integral from a to b of u plus v dx is equal to integral from a to b of u dx plus integral from a to b of v dx. Second, the definite integral of the difference is the difference of the definite integrals. Integral from a to b of u minus v dx is equal to the integral from a to b of u dx minus integral from a to b of v dx. Then, next point, the constant factor can be taken out of the definite integral sign. Integral from a to b k f of x dx. Here we can take k out of the integral, definite integral symbol. Here k is constant. Then we will have k multiplied by integral from a to b f of x dx. Here k is constant. K constant. Then if change the places of the integral limit, then the integral itself will change own sign. Integral of a from a to b f of x dx. If change the places of this integral, or change the places of the integral limits, then we will obtain minus integral from b to a of f of x dx. Then, if the definite integral has the identical integral limit, then such an integral is equal to 0. That is fifth point. Integral from a to a f of x dx is equal to 0. Then continue. Now write sixth point. Integral from a to b. We can separate the given interval into several integrals. F of x dx is equal to the integral from a to c of f of x dx plus integral from c to b f of x dx. Then, if integral has, if definite integral has a variable upper limit, then the derivative of such an integral is equal to the integrand at the value of variable upper limit. That is integral from a to x f of t dt prime with respect to x, then it is f of x, simply f of x. That is, we take the integrand and evaluate this integrand at the variable upper limit. It is variable upper integral limit. Then definite integral of 0 is equal to 0. Integral from a to b of 0 dx is equal to 0. And finally write the ninth last point. The value of the definite integral doesn't depend on the integral variable. For example, integral from a to b f of x dx is equal to the integral from a to b f of t dt is equal to the integral from a to b f of z dz is equal to etc. Then continue. Finally, write also the formula of the definite integration by parts. The definite integration by parts. The formula of the definite integration integration by parts. By parts. integral from a to b u dv is equal to u multiplied by v with double substitution from a to b minus integral from a to b v du. Already you know the formula of the of indefinite integration by parts. Now we consider the formula of the definite integration by parts. And finally, write your homework. Find the following integrals. Find the following integrals. Following integrals. Integral of x multiplied by x divided over e to 2x dx. Here you can transfer a to the power 2x into the numerator, and then you will obtain x multiplied by e to the power minus 2x. Second integral x multiplied by cosine 4x minus 7 dx, and third integral x multiplied by sine 2 minus 3x dx. And then also find the greatest and the least values of the function. This function f of x is equal to 4x to 5 plus 5x to 4 minus 40x cubed minus 30 in the segment minus 1. Our video lesson ended, dear students. Good luck.